Oh my God, I can't believe we're linking up.
It happened.
I think we met during my brief poser phase back in the day where I was like,
What was the first time you gave it the shot? Like, what was the first time?
so
I know you
I
were young. You were super young. I remember that.
very distinct because I know you remember all the kids in my grade. Basically, this is the way it happened. I went to Catholic school for like until I was in the fifth grade, and then I went over to Suffield Middle School, right?
Right?
And the kids that I always liked were the bad kids that would skate.
Oh, duh.
Colby Benoit's, the
Yeah,
Tyler
yeah, yeah.
Kellers. I know you remember those guys.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And they were I mean, they're all like badass BMX riders and skaters.
Yep.
Like they were real sick. And
Yeah.
dude, I remember sleeping in Colby Benoit's basement. He could already double kickflip in the sixth grade. He was
You know
like
what's
freaky athletic.
you know what's funny? Colby's, I don't know if you ever met him. His uncle, Todd, is
Mhm.
one of like my older skate influences.
Really?
No, yeah, man, no bullshit. And I still talk to Colby, man, on Instagram every now and again. I hear from him. But Colby, yeah, his uncle was like my older brother in skating. That really got me into it. Todd.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Colby
a
was
badass. He had a vert ramp in Suffield. Dude, the guy had a vert ramp in Suffield back then. Like a straight, and I mean like a legit, like 12 foot, I mean, like 10-foot high vert ramp. Like a not a mini, like an actual vert ramp. And he
Wait, did they
fucking
live
lit.
on North Street in Suffield?
But no, it was a street when you come down through the fields going towards the bridge. I can't, was it
Okay.
North Street?
No, I don't think so. But there was some guys that like I would look over and there was like in my backyard, behind the backyard, like in another property way on the other side of this field, there were these guys that had built like a half pipe and they had go-karts and they would do fires and stuff. And I was like, this is when I was in high school. I was like, all right, that's what I want to do when I'm in my 20s.
Yeah,
Like
man.
that's the move for sure.
You don't remember who they were though? I'm sure I knew him. You don't
I never
remember?
got to talk to him because I was like too young. I always
Too
wanted to go
young.
over there and be like, what are you guys doing?
Burton.
Like this looks fucking sick. I don't know like what y'all's plan is, but this looks badass.
Yeah, man.
Um, dude, I mean that was the shit. So I guess like a good place to start is like what was Skate Lair?
Oh my God. I don't want to incriminate myself. It
It
was a
was a
money
lot of things,
laundering
right?
operation. No, no, no.
It was a
Skate Lair
what?
was I'll tell you what it was. Skate Lair was cash from chaos. You've been there, you know.
Yeah.
That's absolutely. You know what's funny, man? Anytime I think about that place, like I just start cracking up. I really do. It was such. I don't even know how to describe it, man. Like I don't think it even happened today. And I'm not just saying that. You know, like it
Yeah.
was different. It was, you know what it was, man? It was like if I won the lottery, what I would do.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
what
that
it
was
was.
what you guys got started in the early 2000s, right?
2000. Yeah. Yep. 2000.
Okay, sick. And then you guys were like banging all the way through what was the last year, 2011?
2000 to 2012. And then what happened was kind of crazy story, but the state switched the tax laws. That's what
Mm,
happened. And what basically what it came down to was like they gave me like an inventory tax. And it was like I was already paying, Connecticut's fucking nuts like that. Like I had to pay so much in tax anyways. And I have a
mm,
skate shop, man. And I was getting
yeah,
taxed more than like Target that was next to me. You know what I mean? It was just fucking stupid.
crazy.
Totally, man. But I mean, I made enough money like outside of skateboarding where it didn't really matter as much. But then it got to a point where I was just paying so much money. And then, I mean, not to get too deep into it, I will, but not to take up too much time. But
Uh,
like basically what happened was I had made a deal with the state. And at that time, I was going through a divorce. So I had two houses. And
mhm.
they sent the letter that they served me in a sense, saying that they wanted more money than what the agreement was, and they seized my fucking bank account. Man, that happened to me.
Really?
Hey, dude, it was so fucked. And I remember talking to my lawyer, and my lawyer's like, "Listen, man, it's not just against Skate Lair or you. They're trying to put small businesses out of the, they don't want any competition for all the big box stores that they're putting in there. So they
Mhm.
passed these laws that made it really hard for independent businesses to work.
Yeah, because
And
that's
when it came down to they tax my inventory, man. So I'm paying a tax when I'm buying it. I'm paying a tax when I'm selling it. I'm paying a tax on the money that I make from it. And now I got to pay a tax just to fucking have this shit in my store. So I'm getting taxed 4 times for a fucking skate shop. And I don't even charge tax. You know what I mean? Like
it's
it was just
insane.
stupid. Yeah, it was insane, man. So unfortunately that happened. And then also at that time though, because I was just going through life shit. And
Mhm.
not in a bad way, but like my sponsor shut, as a matter of fact, at the time we had talked about, they're like, dude, because they're trying to get me to move to New York any damn way. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're like, and I know other sponsors I had, they're like, you've gotten too big for Connecticut. You could do other things, but
Yeah.
I love my store and I love my kids. So
Yeah.
that's more of that. But what ended up happening was I was supposed to open up a shop in Brooklyn with Shut. They were gonna like sister company Lair with
Mhm.
Shut. And we were gonna do that, but I moved to New York, man. And I did that. I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, it's cheaper for me to do business in New York, and obviously New York's a whole nother beast. But I moved out there, and I actually got a place out there, a storefront. It started the process of doing it and putting it all together. But man, I lived there for like 5, 6 months, and I was just over it, dude. Like New
Yeah.
York too much. It was like, dude, it's fucking hipster central, and I hated it. I'm like, dude, I don't want to. It was, man. It was like it wasn't New York anymore. It was like all the Karens from fucking Oklahoma. You know what I
And
mean?
you wanted
Like,
to shoot guns in the backyard
yeah,
too.
yeah.
And
But
like,
I wanted to be with my crew, my buddies, and have fun. And it wasn't. You know what I mean? And
mhm.
most of my friends, I'm older, man. You know what I mean? So like most of my friends had like moved on in life, not in a bad way. They weren't even in the city, or they have kids, and it's different dynamics. And the young kids, there's still cool kids there. Don't get me wrong, but like the dynamic of it changed, and like it was like more like Olympic training, and I don't know, I didn't vibe with it. And then the people that I was hanging out, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna end up strangling people out here, not selling shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I didn't like it, man. And I'm like, I'm not gonna invest all this money and put all my friends through this and then not have my heart in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I actually was supposed to go to Boston. Is this going on too long?
No, no, keep going, man.
And then this is actually a crazy, tragic part of the story. I actually then went to Boston and I partnered up there with this shop called Patriot Skate Shop. My boy Sean, who's
Mhm.
actually a three tour Marine. So we had a lot of things in common outside of skateboarding, and I actually partnered with him. I was gonna help, go into the shop with him and like help him with shoe accounts. And I had so much inventory still and all my connections in skating. And dude, he got fucking murdered, dude, in his store.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. And
What
it,
happened?
dude, this is even crazier part of the story. This is all hand to God. This is all truth, dude. That
Wait,
what I
wait, I
was
think
doing
I can
was.
hear something a little bit in the background. I think it's gonna get in the recording.
Oh, hold up. It's Cool Keith.
Oh shit.
That's
Okay.
another story I got for you.
All
I
right.
got a couple Cool Keith stories too. Is that better?
Yeah, it's way better, way better. There's
Okay.
that axe. Costa Rica can't shake that accent, man.
Yeah, hell no. Oh, dude, I did everything's on the witness protection program down here too.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I went to Boston and I hooked up with this guy Sean. He was awesome. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do Lair through this and like do Patriot Shop and get involved that way. And then dude, no bullshit. I was selling stuff to him or through his store. And one morning, I'd go meet him, drop off stuff. And I'm like walking down. I lived up in the stereotypical, triple decker house. And I'm walking down the stairways with a bunch of shoes, right?
Yeah.
A fucking spider. This is how crazy this story is, dude. A spider comes out of the shoebox as I'm taking it down the stairs and bites me in my face, dude. Like, bah! Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I remember I carried all this shit. I'm like, like it came in and it fucking popped me in the face. And then, so I took some Benadryl, right?
Mhm.
So I popped these Benadryl and I fucking had asked me out, like it knocked me out. And I was supposed to go meet him, like a couple. I did it in the morning. I was like loading up the car basically in the morning, and then I ended up passing out. And then I woke up and I'm like, oh shit, like I was supposed to meet him when he opened. So I called the store, no one's answering. I'm like, that's kind of fucking weird. And I called his cell phone, he didn't answer. It's just kind of off. He's a grown adult. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, this it ain't like him. And then I called one of my buddies, my boy T Mac, and I'm like, yeah, have you talked to Sean today? I'm supposed to go over the shop and hook up with him. I haven't heard from him. He's like, dude, put on the fucking news. Dude, I would have been there. This is the guilt I had from it. But like
Mhm.
that when he opened, these two kids came in to rob him and pulled guns on him. And he like smashed the first kid in the face. Like he pushed the gun down and smashed the first kid in the face. And the other kid bucked off and shot him, dude. And he
Oh
fought
my
the kids.
God.
Yeah, man. He fought the kids out of the store. He was a hard ass, dude.
Yeah.
Total badass. Fought the kids out of the store. But the kid unloaded on him and he bled out before the ambulance got to him. That's what happened.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, man. That was my story. You know what I mean? And then after that, I was just like, and all this life shit was going on. Like I got divorced, and I was just dealing with a lot of just life stuff. And I was just like, you know what, man? I'm like, fuck all this. And then like I had these other, just because my family's military, I had these other opportunities, and so I went off and did that.
So what I remember, like, I don't know why this came back in my head, but like that article in Vice came out, and that was the craziest shit.
dude.
I'm reading it, and then I go, wait, I fucking know this guy. I know
Yeah.
this guy. I used to skate with this guy back in
Yeah.
the day. And then
Yeah.
I don't know
That was
what came in,
Narako. That was Narako, man. Yeah.
dude, because I
Biker
remember
baby.
like a couple
Yeah.
months ago, I was sitting around and I was like, all right, I all of a sudden like you just popped into my head and I'm like, I wonder what he's doing. And I messaged David
Narako.
Leffernet, yeah. And he's like, I'm like, what is he doing? He's like, he's down in Costa Rica. He'd pick up if you messaged him. I'm like, all right, sick, let's go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Narako. It's funny. I was actually back from a deployment, I think, at that time, and I saw Narako completely randomly. I was in New York selling an apartment at that point,
Mhm.
and I'm driving down an avenue. We're going down an avenue. I was with Brandon Bonner, one of the Natural Concept kids, and we're just going to wherever. And I'm driving by and I see Narako. You know what I mean? Like on the street
Mhm.
with like he's with Dustin Dolan and some other Vans kids. I'm like, that's fucking Narako. You know what I mean? Like, and I haven't seen him since I've been overseas. You know, so I just literally yelled out the window to him like, Narako, what the fuck's up? You know, he's like, holy shit, I thought you were in Iraq or whatever. You know, like
Mhm.
complete randomness. You know what I mean? And that's how that interview transpired. You know, he's like, I gotta talk, you know, like I'm like, yeah, let's do an interview. This would be fun, you know, like, and that's how
Yeah.
that's how I hooked back up with him. And but that Vice article, that was
That's when Vice was
that whole
actually relevant.
shit, dude. That interview ended up becoming this is what like when Narako told me and what I saw and witnessed, but like that interview ended up turning into this viral thing at that time. And it was like millions of people saw it. And dude, I had like MSNBC, like, dude, just
Mhm.
craziness happened to me from that shit. You know what I mean? Like, all these people just came at me. Vice wanted to do like some type of documentary thing. Like it transpired into all this other shit. You know what I mean? Like, but it was
Yeah.
like one fucking. And I'm just doing an interview because I just want to do it with Chris because I love him. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a fuck about Vice. You know, I mean, Vice
Mhm.
is cool, but I wasn't about that. I was just
So
I
he was
wanted to
working for
share
them at the
Chris.
time.
Yeah, he was a writer for Vice, and he told me he's like, dude, that article at that time, I don't know since, but like at that time, it was like the most viewed article he ever fucking did. You know what I mean? Like it blew
Crazy.
up, it went crazy, and like, dude, I had people hitting me up from fucking everywhere, like on some weirdo shit.
Yeah. Dude, he
Yeah,
was the guy that I actually messaged to get a hold of you because I could
he
find
told
him.
me. That's how I got.
Yeah.
That's how I got you. He's like, you know, this kid, and then it was funny. You know, I'll tell you what. This is
Yeah.
funny because the name rang a bell, and I'm like, man, the name rings a bell. But I saw your face, and I remember I have a photographic memory, man. And I'm like, dude, that. And I said to him, I'm like, dude, wait a minute. I knew that kid when he was a kid, like a little
Yeah.
dude. I mean, like, I was like, I know who that kid is. And then I saw you're out. Look at you, all comedian guy now. You know what I
Trying
mean?
it, dude.
I was psyched for you, dude. I'm like, that's fucking awesome, man. I'm like, yeah, for sure. Give him my contact. I want to talk to him. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Then
sure. I'm
when I
like
stuck
hopefully
up.
better at this than I was at skating, but we'll see how it goes, man. Yeah.
Doing something right, kid.
I'm trying, man.
I love it. I love it. That's just it. You do what you love for a living, man. That's the best shit ever. That was my path, and that's your path. I'm fucking proud of you, dude.
Thanks,
That's
man.
what
Right back
I
at you.
try to tell every kid in the world, man. I'm like, do what you love, dude. Fuck like 9 to 5 chasing money bullshit. I'm like, fuck that shit. You know what I mean? Like, dude, do what you love, dude. And then
Yeah.
you will be successful. Simple.
No, for sure. I mean, bro, it was like I don't know, back in those days, that was crazy because I remember getting the board and trying to get good at this. And I remember coming into the skate shop for the first time. And so like I grew up watching Jackass and all that.
Oh
And
yeah.
grew up watching Jackass and Viva La Bam was like the big show at the time.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was obsessed with Viva La Bam. So I
Totally.
came
Yo.
into the shop and I'm like, all right, I'm like, Element, where's it at? And you're like,
Fuck that shit.
yeah.
Get a shot, kid. Get a
Yeah,
shot.
so it was right off the bat. It was like this lesson of like skate culture where you're like, look, this is like all the mainstream shit.
Yeah.
And then so like what was that all about? You guys had all these like indie brands that you guys were trying to
I'll tell
push?
you, you know what it was, man, is because like myself and all the guys like that rode for the store, we all rode for those companies and we grew up with all those guys. So why the fuck am I gonna push what everybody else is pushing when these are all my brothers? The thing is, like, I don't think people, well, not people, but like a lot of people didn't understand at that time. I didn't care what was popular, dude, because I'm the dude out there living it. I skateboarded every fucking day of my life. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
myself and all my guys are not all of them, but like the majority of guys that rode for Lair, we all rode for those companies. And those are the dudes coming to Connecticut to come skate with us. I'm like, you're gonna fucking buy this dude's board who's selling millions. He doesn't need your fucking money. You know, I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
you
100%.
it's the same thing as DIY. I'm like, support the people that support you. You know what I mean? I'm like, and these dudes come and skate your spots, and these dudes come hang out with you, and these dudes party with us, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, these are my brothers. Like, of course I'm gonna sell just their shit. And I remember
Yeah.
all these reps being like, "Oh, you're gonna be out of business in a year." I'm like, "Go fuck yourself." You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, like, no, that's not what's gonna happen, dude, at all. I'm like that, and we proved it. And it's funny because a lot of the brands that we pushed at that time that everybody dissed on ended up becoming some of the biggest brands later on in the market. You know what I mean? Like, you
And
know,
that's
it is
probably like an actual like workable strategy too, because you can truly buy an element board anywhere, right?
anyway,
Like you can
anyway,
get an element board on anywhere. And then, but if
anyway.
you actually want to go out and like ride this cool shit, you had to come to you to get it, right?
Yeah, man.
Like who
At
were the
that
big
time,
brands you
for
guys were
sure.
pushing back there?
At that time for sure it was all my friends like Zoo York. It was like the people that we wrote for:
Mhm.
Zoo York, Fibro, Natural Concepts, Traffic, you know, like stuff like that. You know, like the brands that like they're all my brothers that I grew up with skating. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I got spoiled, man, because my family lived in Boston and New York, and Connecticut was like the middle point. But I grew up skating in both those scenes, like a lot. I mean, a lot, because I had family there, so I could like go stay there. I'd either be skating in Brooklyn or I'd be skating up in Boston. You know what I mean? Like, and everywhere in between. So like I grew up, and like I said, I'm older, so I'm from a different generation when skating was teeny. So like I met, knew all these people on a personal level. Wasn't We didn't get back then? No one even gave a fuck if you were sponsored. Like, what's being
Yeah.
sponsored gives a shit. It was like before that even it just meant free shit. Great, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't some
Yeah.
career path. You know what I mean? Like we just did it because we loved it. You know, like and that then it ended up becoming, dude, I saw New York, you know, like basically what from its beginning become a multi-million-dollar company. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like stores in Japan? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You
Yeah.
know? So of course I'm going to sell that shit. And those are the guys they're at, and they were at the store no matter what. It wasn't just for demos. They were there because like they're my brothers. And I, dude,
Yeah.
to this day, like to this, and this is what I love about it. To this day, I talk to every one of them dudes weekly. And then like Eli, I talk to almost every day. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like those guys from Shut and Zoo, especially, and Fibro and those companies, like it has nothing to do with business. It's like they're like my brothers from other mothers. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. And like even if I don't see them fucking 10 years at a time, the second I see, just like I want to see you or any of my guys, my Lair kids, I'm gonna put you in a headlock. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
dude, like
100%.
yeah, man, ain't nothing changed. You know what I mean? Like, and what's rad too. I don't. I'm sure you've seen it, but like, I'm doing a reunion, and like, I'm flying back from Costa Rica in 2 weeks to do a reunion in Connecticut.
It's gonna be crazy. It's
You
gonna be
should
fucking.
go.
I want to go, but I'm gonna be stuck down here. I'm coming back 2 weeks after that, so I'm like,
Call out
fuck.
sick.
Yeah. Can't call out
I'll
sick from
send,
stand up.
hey, send me what club you're doing the show at. I'll call in a bomb threat for you.
Yeah. Dude, so what was the whole thing with like there was some clip that you sent me of you talking about like intimidating a rep that came to the shop. Yeah.
No, that wasn't a rep. I'll tell you what that was. That was
Yeah.
the funny shit. I got a million stories like that, man. But no, I caught, dude, at the time, remember what was it? Hot Topic and Pack, we used to call it Pack Fudge, Pack Sun. Remember that
Yeah.
shit? Dude,
Pack
they were like mall stores, right? And they were at that time, they were trying to take out all the independent shops. So what they were doing, they were
Mhm.
buying the brands that we were pushing, and they would sell it for less to take a loss just
Mhm.
to put us out of business. You know what I mean? But what they didn't realize is I rode for those brands anyways. Like that ain't happening. I'm not paying that amount anyways. But anyways, excuse me. What this fucking twit did, dude, was he came in. Dude, it's a funny story. He comes into the shop, and one of my who is it? My boy Brian was there. He's a truck driver, and
Yeah.
he recognized the dude. The dude came in. That's what the clip that I sent you was like. It was me talking about that for some other documentary we're doing for a Boston thing for my boy Mike Bell.
Mhm.
But he came in and like he was like he came in. It was weird energy. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, what's up, buddy? And the guy was like, you know, not trying to talk to me. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
whatever. But I definitely picked up on it right away. I thought he was going to steal something because he was just acting fishy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then my boy that I was shooting the shit with, he was on his lunch break. He was there having a sandwich or whatever. Just he looks over, he's like, I know that fucking guy. You know what I mean? He's like, that's the fucking manager from one of those mall stores or the buyer or whatever he was in the company. You know,
Oh
yo,
shit.
he was in the store telling that shop what I was carrying so they can mimic it and buy it and try to put me out. You know what I mean? So
Crazy.
yeah, so I locked the door and handled it.
Snapped a couple phones.
Yeah, dude. I told you I was ramming him into the shoe wall. As I said, we do things a little different there. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that store would work nowadays. You know what I mean? Or that
Well, the wild thing was like
lawyers.
you guys were simultaneously like insanely intimidating, but like you had a kindness about you that was like very
Oh
welcome.
man,
You know
you
what I
know what,
mean?
man? You know, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
My night job was bouncing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I grew up in a very different time. You know what I mean? Like I always said, like my friends are teasing. They said that was the Happy Gilmore of skateboarding. You know what I mean? Like, but the thing was, dude, if you're a cool kid and you're a cool skate kid, I'm not trying to. I don't got nothing to prove. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to be a dick to nobody, but we just didn't take bullshit. You know what it was, man. I gotta. We're not phony. That's just it. It's
Yeah.
and I try to instill that with you kids. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, like respect other people, but respect yourself too. And if someone's a fucking dick, don't go talk shit online. Fucking handle it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
fucking man, grow some balls. Like, that's a problem nowadays. Like, everybody loves to talk shit when they're fucking 3,000 miles away. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and if I don't like you, you know I don't like you when I see you. I'm not gonna be like, hey, buddy. Then you walk away and like, oh, that dude's a
That guy's a fucking douchebag.
I hate that shit. You know what I mean? So, and
It's
it wasn't
kind of like it's what everybody's doing in the culture right now. It's fucked up.
Yeah, man. It's a bunch of phoniness, and I don't relate with that shit. And you know what it is? I was just raised old school and different. It's like I'd rather have 5 real friends than 500 fake ones. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
If you don't like me, that's cool. You don't have to like me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna do anything. I don't care. I got enough friends. But if you do like me, I'm gonna be cool with you. I have no reason to be a dick to kids. And the thing is like I would tease. I gave that tough love to kids for sure.
Yeah.
But you're a young kid, man. Like I might give you, but I give you the shirt off my back too, man. You know what I mean?
Dude, 100%. Because I remember going over there for the first time because you're like, this is where like the tough 6th graders like would go.
The tough 6th grade.
Everybody had the Skate Lair sticker, not at the mall on their binder, right?
Yeah.
I'm like talking to these guys. I'm like, I got to get a board. And Colby's like, you got to go over there. And I'm like, I don't know if I can. I'm like, I'm scared to go there, dude. And so my dad drove me over there. I remember we ended up hanging out for like an hour. I was in there. We're kicking it. You're showing me the ramp in the back. We're like,
Absolutely,
this is this.
Dude, I love, what the thing is, man, as I said, I'll bust balls for sure. Like, dude, have a fucking real spine. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, like, dude, I love skate kids. And I'm the Pied Piper no matter where I go. Dude, I'm in Costa Rica here. I got a million little Tico kids that I love. You know what I mean? Like, as I said, I bust chops for sure. You know what I mean? But like at the same time, I love skateboarders. You know what I mean? If you're a real one, like, dude, that's what it's all about. And like, I do take the time with kids still to this day, dude. Like it doesn't happen all the time, but if kids recognize me through skateboarding, and it happens, like, especially because of zoo and whatever else I was involved in with Nike and everything else. Now those things are huge, but like, I still take the time for him. You know what I mean? I never played cool guy, man. That's a bunch of fucking stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
Because here it is. I'm talking to you fucking 20 years later.
20 years later, because I still remember.
Yeah, man. And I love that. That was the best shit. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's about, dude. Not like I'm a cool guy and fuck that shit.
We're also just not gonna remember the guy that you meet at Zoomies. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not gonna happen.
It's a different thing. It's like they're trying to make money, and we made it's a business. You got to make money, but like it wasn't about that. I didn't need that to make money. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what people don't understand. It's like I rode for these companies and I made money other ways. So like it was never about. I always said Skate Lair, dude. Lair is just a gang. It's just that was our living room.
Yeah,
like that's all it was, and that ramp was our hangout spot. Like. That's what it was, man. In all honesty, it wasn't about like pie charts and fucking nerd shit. You know what I mean? Like,
we're just making money how we can make money.
Yeah, man. Nah, dude. No, man. It was not. But what was funny though was like having that formula of being genuine like that made me a bunch of money.
100%, yeah.
Which is kind of interesting, but like that was never the purpose or that's just it. And when kids, it's awesome, man. Dude, it trips me out, honestly. But like still to this day, Joe, no bullshit, Joey. Like I get dozens of emails, dozens of DMs a week of like kids, from all over that I've met, not just Skate Lair, but like that I would meet on tours and like when I would go do demo shit for other companies, stuff like casually or whatever, that still keep in touch. Like, oh man, like thanks for being, they're adults now, like you.
Yeah.
And they appreciate what I was really doing. It wasn't about selling fucking skateboards, dude. You know what I mean? Like it was about
wasn't at all.
Nah, not at all. It's about being in the culture of it and like meeting rad people. And then I would have the teams come through. I'd throw demos and parties at the shop all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't about money. It was about giving those kids experiences. Because here it is, like 10 years or 20 years later. Like I remember meeting Harold Hunter, Jeff Bang, or whoever at your store. You know what I mean? Like, and they were so cool to me. Like that's what it's about. Or Nike in my parking lot on a Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Nike skateboarding was sort of like a different thing back then, right? Was it
Well, when it
like,
first, I'll tell you, man, when it first started, everybody fucking hated it. But the thing that people didn't realize is that the guy that ran it is my homeboy Darren O'Brien.
mhm,
He worked for Zoo. He worked for Zoo, and and also Todd Jordan and Danny Supa, like a couple of the first riders for it. Dude, those are my little brothers, dude. You know what I mean? Like I'm friends with them outside of skateboarding. You know what I mean? Like, you
mhm.
know, like I love those guys. And so, like, when they first started, dude, I caught heat. They're like, Nike in a skate shop, fuck that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, I don't
Yeah.
care if it was fucking Skechers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, like, those are my boys, dude. Of course I'm gonna push it. And then it went from fuck Nike to Nike is now the biggest thing in skateboarding. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, but I caught heat for it, but Nike always took care of me, and dude, they sent me on tours and gave me fucking, dude, I was on the front page of the website, and they gave me, I remember they gave me like print ads, like I was on like the back of like Rolling Stone and Juxtapods and like all
Sick.
this shit, you know what I mean? Like just because
Yeah.
they knew I was that loyal to them when everybody dissed them, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were like, I remember those shoes. I remember the first time I was in there, I got SP Dunks
There you go.
and a pair of like and then a shot board with Crux, the diamond Crux in the bottom. Those
Yeah.
were fucking sweet, man.
You still got your first board? Did you save it?
No, I swear to God, it's in Dylan's garage somewhere.
Go get it
And
back. Go repo that shit.
yeah, dude, I don't know where it went, but it was one of those things where it just got like lost in the shuffle. But that thing
Go
got
repo it.
torn
Get it
up.
back.
Dude, I might just have to order a new one because I got the longboard over there and it's just like it's not doing it, you know? We gotta go
Yeah,
shorten
man.
that
Let
shit
me know.
up.
I'll hook you up. I got you. I got you. I'll get you back with the shut. No problem. That's
Dude,
nothing.
yeah, if they're still making shit, well let's do
Yeah,
it.
man. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, I said I'm going back. I'll see. Hopefully, I'll see a bunch of those dudes. They'll be at the reunion too. You know.
Dude, so they're still making boards. They're still in business down in
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
sick.
Absolutely. They'll always make boards. Like I said, it's a different structure now. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
actually, we had gotten maybe about like 2 or 3 years ago. I had flown back to New York for a meeting actually, because they were trying to bring the original owners back into Zoo York that do Shut. Because
Mhm.
Shut was the predecessor that started Zoo York. Basically, that was the company and
Yeah.
crew that started Zoo later on. And then it got taken over by Echo and big business bullshit. I won't bore
Mhm.
you with it, a bunch of blah blah. But we all quit. And then they actually were trying to bring the original people back into it to run the company again. We all
Mhm.
went back to it. Dude, I was supposed to go to fucking, dude, this is crazy. We were supposed to go for the Olympics. We were supposed to go with Wu-Tang to do a demo at the fucking for real. Oh, you know what I said? Like they were trying to brainstorm this idea of like us throwing a party, do a demo. And I'm like, yo, why don't we just recreate the banks? Like we'll make the Brooklyn banks, like a section of the Brooklyn banks,
Mhm.
and then have all the generations of Shut do the demo, and then it was going to be Wu Tang performing. Like that was the plan, and they had
Sick.
like $1 million budget for it. Like it was going to happen because the parent company that owns Zoo is like this huge conglomerate that's got, you know, they own like fucking
Classic.
everything. Yeah, yeah, they're
Yeah.
billion. They own a building in fucking New York. You know what I mean? Like crazy
Yeah.
money. But then they ended up screwing my partners over, so we're like, "Fuck you again," and we just walked. You know, but
The
like
way
that
to
would have
do
been
it.
like, yeah, and then COVID happened too at that time, so everything got fucked up. But like we had actually gotten back together to do that, and then when that didn't happen, we just, you know, we're just doing Shut. But like I said, Shut at this point is like pretty much it's a company. It's there,
Mhm.
but it's a passion project. Like it's like those guys, we do it because we love it, not because we're trying to fucking make millions off of it. You know what I mean?
Dude, where is like skate culture at right now? Because I haven't really like kept the pulse on it. Like
It's
what's
fucking whack, dude. It's
yeah,
whack. I mean, the real skaters will
yeah.
always be there. You know, like that'll always be there. And like it doesn't matter what's happening. But the industry, I look at it now, man. I just laugh at it. It's a bunch of fucking clowns, dude. For the most part, I call
Yeah.
it like I see it, man. Like it's a bunch of fucking clowns circle jerking each other. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's so corny, dude. I'm sorry, man. I look at
Yeah.
it's all this training and like there's no soul in it anymore. It's just a bunch of people copycatting each other. Like I've always been disconnected from it because I've always just been in my own circles, right?
Yeah.
But now it's like even more so. I just don't even identify with it. I don't even tell people I skate. You know what I mean?
Is
Like,
it
dude,
just
like
a
it's like
game of like basically like you see a kid that shows potential in it and then rather just be like go dick around in the backyard, it's like, all right, we need to get you a coach and a sponsor and
yeah,
like see how
dude.
good we can get you.
Or kids just like they don't even know how to ollie yet, and they're talking about how they like want to do it for. It's like the purity of it, a lot of it's gone. And even the kids that get to that level that are that good, I don't think they
Mhm.
understand. It's like, dude, there's only a certain select few that are making that type of money off of it nowadays. The kids with shoe contracts, but like it
Yeah.
just feels silly, dude. It's like, you see these kids at the park, yeah, with coaches and shit. It's like, what the fuck is that? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. Here's the thing. It's cool if it's young kids learning. Then I think coaching's cool. If they're
Yeah.
doing it, they're trying to learn, like, I mean, little dudes. But I'm
Without
talking about,
pressure too. Like it's not like, hey, we're doing this
yeah,
so that you can become a pro. It's we're doing this
right,
so you can
right.
just figure out how to do it. That's
Absolutely.
it.
Then I think it's dope. You know what I mean? I have friends that like coach little kids. I think it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like it's no different than me giving lessons in the bull. But I'm talking about like the kids that are on that level and they treat it like it's the Olympics. Dude, I'm sorry. That shit's corny to me. It's like, dude, you want to be good at something, go play fucking baseball. You know what I mean? Or go play
Yeah.
a sport that's gonna pay you something. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like you're wasting all your time. Like that's I don't know. To me, I don't identify with it at all. And I don't really give a fuck or pay attention to it. And I don't hate on all these kicks. I love skateboarding, man. So like I
Yeah.
love the actual act of it, but like I don't fucking keep track of
Well, I
who's
think
who.
part of it's just like it's kind of like the do what you love culture is like a little bit to blame for all of it because they tell you to do what you love, which is a good thing to tell kids, right?
Right.
But at the
Right.
same time,
Absolutely.
like the do what you love has gotten sort of like wrapped into do what you love for a living, being like the
Yeah.
whole like subtext of it, which is
Yeah.
like basically telling somebody like, hey, like if you love skateboarding, you should go skateboarding. But it shouldn't
Yeah.
be the pressure of like you should go skateboarding and try to find a way to make a living off of it. Because then it
Absolutely.
adds this
That's true.
pressure to it that's just like it's just gonna destroy the fun. Like it's not gonna be
Exactly, dude.
fun.
I say it all the time, and I tell because kids will ask me because they know that like obviously I did it for a living. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll tell them, I'm like,
Mhm.
dude, if it's not fun, don't do it. Go do something else. You know what I mean? Like life's
Yeah.
too short. Like, and if it's not fun, what the fuck are you doing for? Because you're trying to make like, dude, it makes no sense to me. And like, unfortunately, now it's like the companies and like how politically correct everything is now. You're a
Mhm.
comedian, man.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I mean?
crazy.
Like, it's like, dude, what the fuck happened? You know what I mean? Like, dude,
Mhm.
it's clown world we're living in at right now. You know what I mean? Including skateboarding. Like, how the fuck did that happen? You know?
Well, I think it's like it's stand up is set up in this unique way where there's sort of like this mainstream culture of stand up, which is just like sort of the Comedy Centrals and all this. And they were trying to dictate what's going on. And then it got to the point where, like, these guys like Shane Gillis started blowing up online, Normand, and then they ended up getting up on Rogan. And now, like, these guys that were the non PC shit, which I'm sure they would hate to be labeled as that, but they're not the traditional mainstream of stand up, have
Right.
become the mainstream because everyone was so tired of it that it left. And I
Yeah.
wonder like if skateboarding could have this moment like fueled by the internet where it's like, dude, we're just gonna have people going out and making fucking rad videos on the internet and
Yeah.
bring back this like jackass type culture
Yeah.
and build brands around that.
I
Like
hope
I
that'd
think
be
it
nice.
could
That'd be
happen.
nice.
Because like
It
you're saying, that's what always
could happen.
happens is these fucking companies get involved and they take what made it great and they remove it, right? Like
Absolutely.
what made it great was that it was like original and it was fucking rowdy and
Absolutely.
that's what we
Absolutely.
had. And then they're like, what if it wasn't rowdy at all? We were like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
That's the problem, Joey. It's so sterile now. That's why I have no I don't even pay attention. I really don't pay attention to it besides like people I know, my friends. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I don't even pay attention to it, dude. I don't fucking couldn't even tell you. You know what I mean? like,
Yeah.
like you know what I do? I'm too busy going out doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Yeah.
give a you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. It doesn't apply to me, and it never did really. Like, look at Lair. Like, dude, all the shit that was popular at that time, you know what I mean? I had none of it.
Yeah.
Like, I had none of it. Yeah. Yep.
So what happened the post Skate Lair world for you? You were
Uh,
over and you went to Somalia.
yeah, I did.
What happened? So can you tell that story?
Yeah, I can give you a rough sketch of it.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, basically, I didn't even do it through America. I did merchant marines for another country. I basically did contracting. I went and did qualifications. You almost have to have like because they just don't take unless you have prior military experience. It ain't happening. But my
Mhm,
family's all military, and also the couple of guys I actually bounced with were Marines,
mhm.
and I go shooting with them and stuff. Stuff outside of the military. But like, obviously, I take care of myself and I know how to fight. You know what I mean? But they have qualifications that are basically open. It's almost like the French Foreign Legion type shit, where like anybody can apply, but 1% are gonna make it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I was raised in that type of culture as well. That's why, like, obviously, when shit would pop off in Hartford, we'd be okay. Like,
yeah.
and I always say, like I said, I'm not gonna get too deep into it on the internet or incriminate myself in any way. But my first fights were not overseas. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
So I went to qualifications and I passed, and then like it's a series that you have to do basically, and then I enlisted in overseas. Like it was a Dutch faction actually of merchant marines, and through that I ended up getting combat experience. So then I could start pulling contracts for other companies. It was like a progression. It wasn't like overnight I'm 007 or I was a frontline troop. It didn't work like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was basically security on a freighter, but we made contact. So I got experience, and then from that, I started doing actual convoy escort, and we did also. They called it restructuring, like basically. I said I can't get too deep into it, but like other countries would get funding to hire our company to come in and restructure. You know what I mean? And I would provide support for that. And like what I was basically was like we were like the think of it as like we were the convoy escort bodyguards for like people giving humanitarian aid. I wasn't doing military missions. Like I wasn't some 007 guy.
Yeah.
But like we were in shit areas where shit would pop off. Like
So you
basically we
guys
were
would you guys
food and aid to like people, you know, and really in Somalia and really bad areas. We
mhm,
provide the security for the humanitarian aid or the restructuring, like when they're putting in like electricity and schools and that type of stuff. We'd protect the engineers because like a lot of those places, it's easier to have a private company do it than to get funding through and have to go through Congress and get all these bills
mhm.
passed or laws passed, not laws, but bills passed for them to go do this stuff. The countries hire private companies to do that. And now when I did it, it was more rare, but now that's like probably like 50 to 60% of how the military is done at this point. It's a lot. There's a lot more private military than when I first started, for sure.
Really?
Oh yeah, no question. Because it's
Dude,
like
so were you
no
guys
red
like
tape.
deep in the shit, like
Yeah,
in
man.
terms of Somalia? Like what
Yeah.
was like what were some of the gnarlier days like?
Wow. Didn't even go to this Joey, but no,
Okay.
I definitely I got into some shit for sure. You know,
Mm,
um, like I said, I wasn't like it wasn't we weren't used like a frontline troop, and I didn't patrol. It wasn't like that, but
mm,
we were based on the same bases, like, of course, as either like the UN or the America. Um, my company in particular. A lot of times, like I said, we be on the boats, and then we get on the convoys and escort the stuff out. But it was humanitarian aid a lot. What I was involved with, anyways. My company was involved with a lot of different stuff, but like what the contracts I pulled were like like I said, we protect like when they would hand out food and they'd hand out, I hate to say it, but like, you know, take care of the people that got brutalized by whatever regime or whatever gang basically was in the area. We
yeah.
would go, provide support for. And but over there, like food is no one gives a fuck about money, dude. You know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
you're in the areas. So they would attack those areas that had the food or the humanitarian aid that was being given out. They'd test it. You know what I mean? So we put
Jesus.
them down.
So the
Yeah.
currency was basically like valueless.
Dude, I basically lived in an apocalyptic area. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
saw what happens when war happens and there is no law. You know what I mean? And like in the areas that you're in, there is no fucking police. There is no fucking military. There's no nothing. And it's just like these different villages that get brutalized. Think of it this way, man. Think of like if 1,000 dudes rolled into some city with
Mhm.
AK-47s and fucked everybody up because that's what it is. You know what I
Have you
mean?
ever
Like
read the US State Department's Somalia travel advisory?
I know of it, but like,
So it's
yeah,
literally
no,
like on Reddit. If you go on Reddit and you go,
no, I
okay,
know what it is. I
you
know
go
what
on
it is.
there, you go, I'm planning on traveling to Somalia. What steps should I take?
Yeah, don't.
It says it literally the advice is draft a last living will and testament
Yeah, that's it.
before you go.
No, no, no. And I had to do that as well. We had to do our own wills and everything, like for real. Like, and there's a couple engagements, man, where you know I'm a very blessed person to still be here. Put it that way.
Dude,
But
this is crazy. This it goes
I wouldn't
country
go over the.
summary.
I'll tell you what, man. I wouldn't go over there unless I had a belt-fed weapon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bro, this is literally it. It says, do not travel to Somalia due to crime, terrorism, civil unrest, health issues, kidnapping, and piracy. They
No
ain't
question.
talking DVD piracy either.
Yeah.
Country summary: violent crimes such as kidnapping and murder is common throughout Somalia, including
Question.
Puntland and Somaliland region. Illegal roadblocks are widespread. Some schools and other facilities acting as cultural rehabilitation centers are operating throughout Somalia with inadequate or non-existent licensing and overnight. Reports of physical abuse and people being held against their will in these facilities are common.
Dude, it's no different than swatting a fly off your shoulder. You know what's crazy over there too is like how killing is. You know, that's just it. Like batting a fly over there. You know, like put it this way. This is the best way to describe it to people that I'm trying to understand the mentality. It's like, you know, like how becoming a man in America would be like getting laid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like oh, over there, it's killing. You know what I mean? Like you ain't a
Yeah.
man, and like 13-year-olds will chop your fucking head off, and like on a real level. You know what I mean? Like it's like that. And there's one movie that's interesting that I actually read the book. It's kind of weird. One day I was just in Barnes and Noble wasting time, and I just picked this book up. It's kind of odd how that happened, but because I really didn't know anything about it, I just picked it up, and
Yeah.
it was about that. It was about African child, child armies they call them, but it's called Beasts of No Nation. It's on Netflix. Like people can watch it, but that when people ask me to describe the mentality of what's going on over there, I'm like, watch that movie because it's pretty accurate. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's fucking brutal, man, and it's funny because like it's on a level that people here, get triggered by shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, dude, you wouldn't last 10 seconds in that country. Not
It's
that you should, but like
yeah.
you have no fucking idea how lucky you got it, man. You're bitching about this shit. You know what I mean? In like fucking bathrooms. You know what I mean? Like, give me a fuck.
100%.
Yeah, man. You
I
fucking.
mean, well, so it's like, dude, if the shit actually popped off and like people got hurt, is there any like medical facility to be able to handle that, or were you just completely
Fuck
fucked?
no. Unless you're near a base. Fuck no.
Yeah.
Fuck no. No, no, not, dude. You can't even get water and food, man. You know what I mean? Like depending on what region you're at. Like, and I don't, I'm not some expert, and I really don't know what's going over there at this point. I was at that point. It was Al Shabaab was like they ended up becoming, actually, it's interesting. They ended up becoming like a funded terrorist unit, like, through communism and all this other shit. They got funded by, we'd find like Chinese and Russian weapons on the guys we dropped. But
Really?
yeah, no, for real. And they were backed by like I said, I can't get too into the political part of it, but like they're definitely backed. They're like these giant gangs that were backed by nations for sure, just to cause havoc over there. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
No, it's fucking nuts, dude. Like I said, like I could tell you stories that will traumatize the audience. You know what I mean? Like as bad as you think, 10 times worse. You know what I mean? Like
Really?
on the most brutalist of levels. Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm.
And so I didn't have a problem fighting those people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, matter of fact, one of the last deployments I went back on, I even told when I signed for the contract, I was like, I don't even care what you're paying me. I just wanted to go over there and plug a couple. You know what I mean? Like, because
Oh,
they're dude, I've seen, I
yeah.
call it, we would joke, like my unit would joke, like we call it doing God's work. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
like, they're fucking heathens, dude. And I had no problem. Like I said, like when my time comes and I got to go to those gates and get in, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I get a handshake because I sent those people where they belong. That's the way I look at it. I have no
Yeah.
remorse, none. Because if you saw what they did to innocent people, you wouldn't have any remorse either. And like I not that I enjoyed it, but like
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. You know what
Were
I
they
mean?
just straight up like stealing aid and stuff and trying to
No,
like
they fucking rape and kill everything, boys, girls,
mm,
children. Like it's disgusting, and on a brutal level, man. You know what I mean? Not just like how you have bad things happen. I'm talking about systematically. It's they reign by terror. You know what I mean? Like, and
yeah.
they're butchers, dude. Like you're gonna be in pieces if they get you. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. It's dark, dude. As dark as can be. So I didn't have a problem going over there doing that type of shit at all.
And how long
And
were you doing that
thank
for?
God I have I'm fortunate enough where that was like a section of my life. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
obviously it's a fucking crazy chapter, but like I was able to leave it there. Like I have more nightmares about me having an unloaded weapon or cleaning my weapon than I do what happened to me there. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
How long were you over there?
I did altogether. I don't know the timeline. I really don't. But I did like altogether. I did like about 6 deployments.
That's insane.
Yep.
You guys are shipping like straight out of the States too? You're just like flying out.
Yeah. For some of it, yeah. Well, I did different things for Merchant Marines. Yeah. Yeah. We did. Well, that was like raw cargo, they call it. And we go around Africa and bring it up into Somalia. But what happened actually shortly after I was there, they handled that shit, man. The Navy and got more involved, and also other countries got more involved, America too, and
Mhm.
they just fucking helped eradicate the problem. You know what I mean? But the thing is that
Yeah.
people didn't realize you put out a distress call when you're out. They have shipping lanes, just like highways. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what people understand. It's like you don't just go across the ocean. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we'll get there somehow. Like you
Yeah.
go on actual, they call it shipping lanes. And then the pirates would come at you, when it wasn't bad when you're out in the ocean, no one's coming at you. But when you get close to shore, you know what I mean. That's when shit starts happening.
They start
And the
coming.
problem is you're on a freighter or an embargo vessel that's the size of like the Empire State Building on its side, moving at 5 knots. You know what I mean? So like you're on something that's like think of like like 20 city blocks long. You know what I mean? Very moving very slowly. So if you don't have enough security on it, they're gonna get on board. They just come in all different directions. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you don't have proper security for it, they get on and they're just gonna grab it. They don't want the boat. Like they're not my what I witnessed. They just get on and abduct people, bring them back on shore and ransom them. That was like the common thing,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No.
And so
I mean,
part of that,
there's different engagements and different things that happen, but like with my experience, that's what it was or what I knew, you know. And then they'll ransom the families or the companies and get their money. That's how it works. They're not after the boats, because like if they're on the boat for too long, help will come and we're gonna fuck them up. You know what I mean? Like simple as that.
they have no chance. They're gonna get
no chance. No, you got no chance. If the military, if the U.S. fucking Navy shows up, you're fucking dead, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you're fucking dead. Or it's one of our factions. Like we're on board. We give verbal warnings, and they have water cannons and like things to like deter them. But if they're really coming at us and they start shooting at us, or that they're trying to get on the boat physically, you're fucking dead. You're dead.
So you give them the water first, just to, as
no, not my company. No. I gave him I gave him a bell-fed weapon is what I gave them.
Yeah, pepper the boat a little bit.
I sprayed it like a hose, baby.
Yeah. Dude, is there like anything like any particular like moment that you remember that like sticks out to you about being over there?
My first engagement. Yeah. A bunch of them, honestly, but I mean, I remember all of them, but my first engagement in particular, because like it happened, it wasn't supposed to happen that way in a sense of like, they didn't think like, because we had so much security on that boat. And that at that time, like the more militaries were getting involved, like not my company, like actual militaries, navies were getting involved, because they're sick of the bullshit, So they were telling us basically, be ready for anything. We had like I was part of a 16-man crew, you know what I mean, on that security detail on that boat. And it was interesting. Like I don't know if I wanted to prove myself, to be honest with you, to show that I was capable and I was serious about being there. I wasn't Erik Munday skateboarder guy anymore. You know what I mean? I'm always Erik Munday skateboarder guy, but like when I'm there, I'm a different person. You know what I mean? And I wanted to show him that I was capable because I didn't have that experience, but I had the qualifications. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wanted to show him that, and I come from a military family, man. You know what I mean? Like, so I guess I did want to prove myself to some point, but like, and that opportunity came, you know what I mean? So when it happened, but I remember in my head, not after, because like when it's happening, it's interesting. They train you so much, Joey, that when it happens, I mean, call it whatever you will. And I'm not trying to sound like a hard ass because it's not, but like, I wasn't scared in the moment because my training kicked in, and that's all I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about living through that situation and not letting my buddies down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But after, I was like, holy fuck, that's the first time people are popping at me with like weapons, man. It's a different thing, But I remember after thinking, I'm like, dude, just 8 months ago, I owned a skate shop. You know what I mean? Fuck, like it hit me. You know what I mean? I'm like, and the first time you take a soul, man, it's a different thing, but at the same time, it's like, I know what these people are about and they'll kill you. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do. So it's not that I guess not that I really wanted it, but I was ready for it. You know what I mean? And I didn't have any remorse about it. And then when I got more involved in, as far as the military end of it goes, like actually being on land and pulling contracts is a different thing. But I saw firsthand what these fucking heathens did to people. I didn't have a problem with it, man.
Yeah.
Not at all. But I did. I mean, thank whatever power you want. Like I was able to, when I was done with that life, I leave it behind in a sense. Like, I mean, God forbid if I ever have to kick back into that mode, I could do that. But like, so I appreciate the training. You know what I mean? But like, I'm not scared. In situations that probably bother regular civilian people. But like, I don't want them. You know what I mean? But I can handle myself obviously a different way. You know what I mean? But I leave it there. You know what I mean? I don't wake up in the morning and think about what I was doing there years ago. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, I can't imagine having been through that. And then all of a sudden it's like your life is broken up into so many distinct chapters, especially for you, you know what I mean? Like you got the Skate Lair chapter and then that, and now like, did you go straight to Costa Rica after that?
No, what's funny, man? Like people that know me on a personal level, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even believe half my life.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
like what the fuck? Like, but I knew Joey, I swear to you, I knew at a young age, I knew I was gonna have a regular life, man. I'm just not shit. I knew I'd never be in a 9 to 5 life or in a cubicle. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like that's it. And more power to people that do that, good for them. But I knew at a very young age, like my life was gonna be very different. I mean,
Yeah.
and it still is, man. I still live a wild life, like, but blessed. You know what I mean? I'm lucky to be here, man. I'm multiple levels, so it is what it is. But
Dude, holy
yeah,
fuck. Yeah.
after the military stuff, I was with now an ex, thank God. But like I had a child, I had a kid.
Mm.
My son's like 8 years old now, so that obviously drastically changed like the course. Otherwise, I probably would have still stayed in the military or the private military for longer. I would have, because
Mhm.
the money is insane, dude. And I really was at that point. I'm not gonna lie, I was doing it for the money.
Yeah.
But after that, I lived in God, let's see. I was based out of DC. Then I went to Oregon quick, and then I lived in Colorado for a couple of years. And I was just playing baby daddy for a minute, and I was bouncing like at a club in Colorado for like my skate buddies, just doing that. And then I would do private protection for weed grows because like they
Mm.
want military dudes for that. So I pull protection here and there for like doing for like weed ops, like
Yeah.
grow operations. So the money is really good, and it's legal. Like this is when it was all legal. So they want to pull actual military guys for that because they're having problems with like the mafias and everything else, and like
Really? Is
actual
that like out in like
cartels.
Colorado? There's like people the cartels coming in trying to burn hemp fields.
San Francisco, out in San Francisco too, and yeah, Colorado is like cartels moving in. Yeah, for sure. So
No
like they would
shit.
hire. Yeah, man, that's a whole nother fucking story. But they yeah they hire military guys or ex-military guys or contractors like myself, to do that. So I was
Mhm.
doing that, and then I went out to Oregon. I was in Oregon for a little bit, and then I ended up out here in
So
Costa
what's
Rica.
the like the Colorado or like California weed protection? Is there ever any shit with that, or is it just
Yeah,
like, hey, they know it's
absolutely.
protected?
Well, if you're not protected, you're going to get hit probably. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because here's the thing: when you were working for certain grow ops, dude, there's more money in those buildings than a fucking bank, and it's untraceable. They come in and knock
Yeah.
off one of those places. They're taking thousands of pounds of high grade marijuana. What the
Yeah.
fuck you think they're gonna do with it? It's fucking hundreds. It's better than knocking over a bank, man. And dude, who's gonna stop you? Some burnt out fucking hippie? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and they had these laws, like they couldn't have weapons in the grows, but they could have us outside of them or around the area. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
what would happen is like a lot of times, like, dude, they'll roll up in a fucking U-Haul truck and 10 dudes will dump out with weapons and knock the place over. You know what I mean? So if they knew the place is weak, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that does happen, and people get killed, and especially in Humboldt in San Francisco, dude, it's fucking Wild West out there, man.
Really?
I saw a documentary on Netflix about it that was pretty accurate. Yeah, yeah, no, it's cartels, dude. It's not stick up kids. It's not city stick up kid shit. You know what I mean? It's like actual organized cartels rolling in and knocking shit over and taking it back to Mexico and selling it. Yeah.
Crazy. So it's like we were the weed guys, and now you guys are trying to be the weed guys, and we
Yeah.
don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, they don't want that competition. That's even happening here in Costa Rica, man. Like
Really?
there's cartels in my area. Absolutely. Like that run it. No question. You know what I mean?
Shit. I don't want you to
Yep.
say anything that's gonna get you in trouble down there, man. I don't want you
I'm all
fucking You
right.
sure?
I'm all
What are you
right.
doing down there now? What's the name of the game in Costa Rica now?
Eating fruit and surfing.
Retirement, man?
No, I'm still involved with stuff. I mean, like on certain levels, of course, but like I'm always hustling and doing shit, man.
Yeah.
I do with my girl, I do day trading. We do that. I'm a little day trader, like
Sick.
that's you're thinking. I met this amazing guy, my boy Pat, who's this guy is like the dude. It's my life, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
blessed. I'm just blessed, man. And this guy, Pat, that I met through my girl, and actually it's funny. He ended up, dude, my fucking life, dude. I just am saying this shit. So I was like, all right. So when I moved down here with my ex, I first moved down here with my ex baby mama, right?
Hmm.
My next door neighbor, right, is this, and I didn't really know him because I didn't see him much. You know what I mean? Like it was like kind of a segregated place. Like it's Costa Rica set up differently. You know what I mean? It's all fenced in yards and trees and whatever. And like I met him like on a casual level, but not. I don't know him like this is my neighbor. Like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know about the guy on a personal level. Well, after we broke up, me and my ex now broke up. I started dating this other girl, my girl you just met. she's friends with him and his wife. It's my fucking next door neighbor, and he's this fucking crazy day trader guy. You know what I mean? Like, dude, the guy is like Wolf of Wall Street, legit fucking genius.
Yeah.
Not joking, man. Like a self-made multimillionaire
Wow.
genius. Yeah, and no bullshit. I'm not joking. Like on that level. And it was funny because like she would do her day trading, and I'd hear him talking, and I'm like, everything the guy is saying, it sounded like me through a microphone. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? You know what I mean? Like it was funny. I'm like, I'd be best friends with him in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Like just because like just his mentality and just we're two peas in a pod, man. And then I ended up meeting him, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, damn, this guy looks familiar. You know what I mean? Like I heard his voice. I'm like, wow, he sounds familiar. Ends up as my old neighbor. That's him.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I do day trading, and I'm gonna do some other stuff with him as well. But like he's an amazing human, man. Like, just funny how life works like that. You know what I mean? And like
Dude, it's
and down
crazy.
here, it's like it's also a different lifestyle down here, man. It's not anything like America, which is why I came. Like it's not. You got to come, Joey. It's paradise.
Yeah.
It's literally paradise, dude. And all that, materialism and bullshit and da da da. It doesn't even exist here, dude. I mean, there's rich people, of course, but like the mentality is different, and like it's funny because like there's like this, kind of a counterculture, whatever you want to call it, which I don't identify with. It's a bunch of fucking hippies on too much peyote or whatever the fuck they're on. They're a bunch of fucking. You know what it is? It's a bunch of Karens from fucking California moved here. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like a lot of the people I don't really identify with, but the people that are from here, like the natives, they call them Ticos. They're like my best friends, man. You know what I mean? I fucking love them. Like the people that are actually from here, they're fucking awesome, dude. And like, and it's I walk out my door, dude, and it's fucking. I live in a postcard. You know what I mean? And I just go. I pick my lunch off a fucking tree and I go surfing all day. You know what I mean? Like,
Sick.
and I live 2 minutes from like a dope ass skate park. You know what I mean? Like, I'm blessed, dude. It's as simple as that.
Yo, bro, to your point though, I've heard more people talking about going on vacation in Costa Rica now than ever. I think it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. You know what I mean?
How's it affecting everything down there?
Well, it's gentrification starting to happen here now because here's the thing: is like, dude, if you move here and live here and get residency here, there's no tax as far as like if you buy a home here, you just buy the home. Like you don't pay a. Dude, that's what I said. America is such a scam, and when you remove yourself from it, you realize how dumb and clown world it really is, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not that the people are, but how it's run. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you don't never own anything. You fucking buy a house, you pay tax on it every year. If you don't, they fucking take the shit. And I had a business that got stolen from me illegally. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so of course I'm gonna be jaded to the system, but it's like it's a bunch of bullshit, dude. And like when you take yourself out of it, you see like how you could live in another way, especially if you could work remotely. Now that a lot of people can, and you bring your money down here, and you see how much more you get for your money. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you could buy a house. I mean, certain areas, of course, like it's all relative, of course, but like you could live in an expat zone, like a nice area, and buy a house for like 200 grand and live a mile from the beach, dude, and not pay tax on it. And you have free healthcare. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
How's the healthcare down there?
It's dude better than America. Like, dude,
No
like
shit.
I got a surgery down here because it's better. You know what I mean? Like, and dude,
Really?
I went to the dentist. Like, you go to the dentist. I remember I got like my wisdom teeth pulled in the country, right? Cost me a couple grand. Down here, it's like $100, and it's the same shit. It's not like you're going in some hut. You know what I mean? Like, it's because there's so many expat people down here, dude. That it's all modern. Like, you go to a hospital here, it's better than the shit you see in America. You know what I mean? Like. People think when they hear third world that it's like some like it's like a bunch of fucking aborigines and huts, but that's not it, dude. It's like the expat zones are fucking, dude. You live in like a tropical paradise, dude, and like it's a lot of people that have the systems figured out that are living here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Full time. Dude, and my neighborhood that I first moved into when I first came down here, it went from like having like 12 houses to like 40 within a 2-year period. You know what I mean? Like because people are figuring it out, man. They're like, what the fuck are we doing there? You know what I mean? Like, you live in paradise for half the price. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Dude, if they had a stand-up scene down, I'd be there in 2 minutes, man.
No, make your money. I'll tell you what, Joey, make your money there. Come down here with it. That's what people do. Dude, I'm going back to my girl's like this hot shot photographer. You know what I mean? Like, that's what she does. Like, she makes fucking silly money up in Canada doing it. Go up there, pull a gig, and come down here, and you can live off of one gig for the fucking year. You know what I mean? Like, sick. You get so much more bang for your buck. And dude, it's a big world now, man. Here we are. You and I are talking. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter anymore. You could easily still do if you have to work there. You can still live here. You know what I mean? Plenty of people do that. Like, pull a couple gigs there for a couple months, come down here with it. That's all. You know what I mean? Then
Dude,
you
I
don't
think
have
that's
to
the
keep
move.
pulling it. I'm telling you, dude, come visit me. Watch what happens. There's so
All
many
right.
people here to visit. Well, I'm telling you right now, so many people come here to visit, they end up living here because they're like, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I mean?
What city are you in?
I'm in Nosara. I'm like on the peninsula. It's called the Costa Peninsula. It's like the surf area. It's hot as fuck. Like, dude, like I'm on the edge of a jungle. I got fucking dude, like my other house, I was killing tarantulas the size of my fucking head. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like I got lizards longer than my legs walking by. It's wild, man. But like it's like walking out into National Geographic every day, but I fucking love it, you know, like and I
Yeah,
can spit and hit the beach. You know what I mean? Like it's
bro,
close. Yeah, man. But like,
living
but
the life.
the thing that's interesting though, Joey, is like you have the beach because I'm on the peninsula, but then you go inland and then they have a mountain range that's a rainforest at 12,000 feet, dude. You know what I mean? Like Costa Rica is such a wild place, dude. Like there's
Yeah.
so many different types of areas here. So like if you don't want to live in the heat, you go up in the mountains, it's 70 degrees and breezy every day. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
what's
Like,
the Caribbean Sea side like? Is that
that's
like
that the other side. It's more humid. It's more
hmm,
jungle, more jungle style. I stay, like I said, I'm on the Costa Peninsula. I'm on the other side, so I don't. I really don't go to the Caribbean side at all because there's not much surf there. Like, I live, dude. Literally 5 minutes from my house is one of the planet's illest surf spots, dude. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it's and I've surfed Hawaii. I've been everywhere, and
yeah,
there's amazing waves everywhere. But here, dude, it's like I wear like, dude, the water's like bath water. You can see 20 feet down. It's all sand bottom. You know what I mean? It's a fucking wet dream out here, dude. Literally. You know what I mean? Like
crazy, bro.
surfer's paradise, man. You know what I mean? Like it's amazing, dude. Now the skate scene's getting really good because the surf scene's good, and like they're building these crazy parks. And as I said, I'm never leaving, dude.
Yeah,
Never.
bro,
Nope.
I wanna see it so bad. I'm like,
Come.
yeah,
I'm
I'll
telling
do
you,
it.
get down there, dude.
I'm going to Ireland in May, so maybe in the fall when I get back, I got to start making some legit dough off stand up though, because the old bank account is dwindling. But we'll
That
fucking
Joey,
make it
you
work.
do Joey, you're doing what you love. That will come. Just keep doing what you love. It'll come, dude.
Yeah,
It'll come. I put it
I'm
this
going
way: you
hard
know,
in the paint right
fucking
now,
people
man.
that aren't funny that are making millions, give me a fucking break. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You can do it. Just keep doing what you do. Dude, just it's that manifestation bullshit, but it's true. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
if you do it enough and you love it enough, just keep doing it. Dude, I fucking made it down here skateboarding and fucking plugging people. Like, come on, man.
yeah,
You
bro.
can
I
do it.
mean, like it's crazy because it's like I think the manifestation thing, just based off the career that you've had, it's got to be real to an extent because it's
I'm living
like
proof.
you're legit like if I had to describe you, it would be like a punk rock skateboard cowboy, dude.
I fucking hate country music, Joey.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's the real cowboy shit. It's like I'm gonna set up what I want and do what I want, dude.
No question, man. You know what? In my entire life, everybody told me that I couldn't do it. You know, it's that cliche bullshit you don't want to hear, but it's true. Like, dude,
Yeah.
like people told me I was stupid for doing a skate shop, and that, my friends even, you know what I mean? They're like, "What are you fucking nuts?" You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, no, that's what I'm. So I was going to do that when I was 15. You know what I mean? Like, I remember
Yeah.
being in Suffield High School and Mr. Katoka's class, writing a letter to myself that I would get 10 years later, and everything I wrote in that letter came true. You know what I mean? Like everything, and I
Yeah.
remember getting it being like, holy shit. Cause I remember writing the letter, you know what I mean? Like, wow, you know, but if you, that's just it, man. I'm a true believer. It's hippie bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, but like, if you're mentally driven enough, dude, you make it happen. It's that simple. You don't take no for an answer. And yeah, you have ups and downs. And dude, I've said this before, man. Like, I've
Hmm.
had my life pulled out from under me multiple times, dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I've been rich, I've been poor. I've been rich, I've been poor. I've been fine, I've been not. You know what I mean? Like, but like, if you just keep it a certain way of believing of how it works. You know what I mean? Like it will fucking happen. Look at my life, dude. It's a
Yeah.
fucking. I don't even believe it half the time. You know what I mean?
Dude, I mean, truly one of the more interesting lives. Probably the most interesting life that's ever come out of Suffield, Connecticut. That's for fucking sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
never. I always say to it, never a dull moment.
yeah, those Suffield middle school halls don't breed the most fucking crazy kids, but no, there is something in the water, man, in that town
Yeah,
where it's nuts.
yeah,
It's like Suffield CT forever. Let's
yeah,
go,
man.
dude.
Yeah, no doubt. There's no doubt about it, dude. Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
look, bro, I'm gonna have to come down there, and when I do, I'll bring the mics. We'll actually set up because who knows how this shit's gonna turn out with the Zoom recorder and everything. This
Do
is my
it.
first remote one I've ever done, so we'll see if it
Do it.
works.
Do it.
But
Joe, I'm gonna hold you to it. How you like that?
all right, sounds good. Consider it done, brother.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. No question.
All right, man. Well, hey, seriously, so sick seeing your face for the first time in probably 18 years.
Yeah,
But
man. Better admit
dude,
it. Look at you're all grown up comedy
I'm a
guy now.
fucking 30-year-old man now, dude. I'm a old fuck. But
I don't want to. What are you talking to? I don't even want to hear that shit.
yeah, I know. That'll piss you off.
It's only a number, Joey. It don't mean shit. Dude. I fucking go skateboarding as much then as I do now. I probably
Bro,
skate more now, man. You know what I mean? That's a bunch. Don't
that's
buy into that bullshit, dude. Don't buy
that is
into it.
one thing that I will say is like, especially at my age, there's some people that like they start to this is the age where people start to like get old because they don't exercise, right? Where
Oh
they're
yeah, yeah,
like they just
absolutely.
voluntarily make this decision that I'm just
Give
like, all
up.
right, I'm just gonna become a fat fuck. And it's
Yeah.
like, dude,
You
you
know what I
can
call those
decide
people?
what?
Pussies.
Pussy. You can just decide I'm just not gonna be a pussy. It's that
Don't be a
easy.
pussy.
You
Don't be
literally
a
just make a decision. You're like, hey, I've decided just like this was a hard decision for me to come to, but I've
Yep.
just decided that for the rest of my life, I'm not going to be a pussy.
And
And
don't
you
be a
guys
pussy.
can deal with that.
Yeah, man. You'll be happy for you know what. I'll tell you what, Joey. Here it is, man. I'm in my late 40s, dude, and I've never been in better shape in my life. That's a fact, especially now. You know what I mean? Like, dude, all I
Yeah.
do is fucking surf and skate and work out and eat fruit. You know what I mean?
Dude, your
Like,
shoulders have got to be shredded. I see those traps popping out
and dude,
there from a
honest to God, man, like I just got over a broken arm, so I haven't been able to work out in 3 fucking months. So this is probably like the least out of shape I've been in a long time. You know what I mean? To be completely honest, but like at the same time, it's like I made that decision. I had that military mindset. Like, dude, I do a couple hundred push-ups, a couple hundred squats every fucking day of my life, dude, and that's just it.
dude. Hell
Like,
yeah.
it's not about even being a gym. I don't even go to a gym, dude. I never did, besides military shit. You know what I mean? Like, but I made that decision. I'm like, dude, like I want to skate and surf as long as I possibly can, as long as I'm on this earth. You know what I mean? That's my deal. But like, in
Yeah.
order to do that, like you said, you can't be some fat fuck. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, like grow some balls and be a fucking man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and dude, it's no, and it feels good once you get used to it. It's like, dude, I feel like shit right now because I haven't been able to do it. And like, it's kind of funny that we're even talking about this. Today was the first day I was able to use my actual weights. You know what I mean? Like,
Let's go.
and it's not even on like I said, it's not even some jock shit like, oh, I'm taking testosterone. It's not even that. To take care of yourself. It's your fucking body, man. Don't be a fucking
Once
pussy.
once we get you all roganed up and full of TRT, you're gonna be, you're gonna be
No, I still got hair, man.
yeah. But bro, how'd you break that arm? What was the thing?
Skateboarding, dude. Skating. It's so stupid too, man. It was like I was just grinding through a corner at the bowl, what I do a million times. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I'm gonna blame it on my shoes. Like I had new shoes and it slipped out, and I kicked my board in front of me to jump off the wall, and I landed back on it and slipped back. I'll send you some pictures, because I snapped my arm. I'm just laughing. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? You know what I
Dude,
mean? But
give me some gnarly photos for this
yeah,
thing.
oh no,
But
I got my hand sitting off and I'm just laughing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? But yeah, it only took me like that's it. And they told me it was funny. They told me like, oh, you're gonna be in a cast for 3 months. I'm like, no, I'll be skating in 3 months. And they're like, oh no, you're older. That won't happen. Blah blah blah. And in about 2.5 months, I was at the skate park all last week. You know what I mean? So shut the fuck up. You know what I
let's
mean? Like,
go, dude.
yeah, be a man, dude. Be a
I think
fucking
that's
man.
the Erik Munday motto for life. Shut the fuck up and don't
Shut
be
the
a
fuck up.
pussy.
Do something.
Let's go. Do something.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
bro. Well, dude, this was the shit. I really hope the audio from this works because I have no idea what I'm doing with this new setup. But either way, bro, we'll get a legit rig going and I'll get you on here again. Let's do it.
I do. Yeah, I say you need a guest. You got a guest host opening. Let me know. I'm
All
down.
right.
I got time.
Deal. Let's get you in there.
Yeah,
All right,
man.
brother.
All right. Good seeing you, Joey.
All right, man. So fucking good to see you. I'll see you around.
All right, brother. I'm
Or
gonna
I'll
hit you
see
up
you.
too.
I'll see you when I fucking get my ass down there and send me pictures of that fucked up arm. All right.
Absolutely, dude. I got you. I'm gonna hold you to it. Trust me. I really
All right,
will.
brother. Let's do it. See you.